Here on Apocalypse Joe channel, we of course trying to tell you all the basics of the apocalypse. And we all know, apart of course from a huge amount of firepower, the next thing that every apocalypse survivor needs is welder goggles. And you need welder goggles in the apocalypse because, well, first of all, and the mask, of course, you need the mask because you don't want to breathe in zombie parts. It's disgusting. But you need the welder's goggles because you might have to weld something, and also the sun is bright, and of course for the nukes. When the nukes go off, you want to protect your eyes. Now the problem with welder's goggles of this kind is that they only have a protection factor number 5, as you can see on the lens here, which I have popped out using a special tool called my penknife. Then what I've done is I've got one of these. This is protection 9, and using a glass cutter and incredible finesse, you can see I've created almost a perfect circle. I'll show you how I did that. So just come over here and look over my shoulder. Basically, you take the old one, and just in case, because occasionally we might make some mistakes, you want to use 2 sides of this glass. You want to make one circle over there and another circle over here. Now, you thought I was kidding when I said about finesse, but I wasn't, because you can hardly see this on the black glass, and it's really pretty hard to do this correctly. You're also probably going to get little bits of glass splinters in your fingers if you don't use all the correct health and safety. But as you can tell from over here, I've already created some beautiful things. These of course is just so that the young people know that back in the days before the apocalypse, before the end times, we used to have liquid gold. Now we just have the glass to drink from it and pretend. But anyway, here we go. So over the line, you have to try and keep this very circular, which is kind of hard. Glass doesn't want to break in circular motions, but you see there? Good cut, that's what I say. And over here, now I've tried the first one to just use cold and hot water. Didn't do a damn thing to this. Worked okay for the bottle though. But I'll teach you that secret another time. And you can see I'm scoring the glass. Not exactly a perfect circle, but close enough for the apocalypse. And this one is pretty good. I just had it on the right line. But I'll show you how we hopefully get another perfect circle. Giotto, eat your heart out. You people don't know who Giotto is because you're a bunch of illiterate mutants, but Giotto was a guy who could freehand draw perfect circles. And obviously, I must have learned something from him down the line, you know, some of that morphic resonance I talk about. Anyway, close enough. So then we use this. Now, when I was a kid, got hold of one of these, and my brother and I both went all over windows and, well, I don't want to incriminate myself, but you know, we tried it out and we couldn't get this thing to work. So I don't know if it's an age-related thing, somehow they... Oh, see what I mean? My perfect circle is gone. Gone, I tell you. So, well, we have to hope that I get this part of the glass to go along with me. Oh, there we go. Nearly a perfect circle. I mean, there. I don't think anybody can say this is not a perfect circle. Look at it. It's a match. It's a match. But the next thing you do, of course, oh yeah, don't forget your protective equipment. Because, you know, I'm me, but you guys will probably lose fingers if you try to do half the stuff I've done so far. Sander. You always need a sander for, you know, this, interrogation, also. Oh yeah, it's a bad idea to breathe the stuff in. Now, of course, you also have to have the zombie mask for, you know, when they use napalm, or when the zombies are just, oh, really stinky. Because breathing in little particles of glass, not great for your lungs, apparently. And basically a lot more of this, and then I'll show you the finished product. Well, and here we are, and I've achieved total success. Now, I did have to make a third lens because this one didn't turn out to be quite as perfectly round as we needed, and you know, we only go for the best. So I did the third lens, and halfway through that process I did think maybe I should just double up on the 2 5s. I've got 2 5s, I put the 2 5s together, that's a 10 on the left, I've got a 9 on the right. But look, just because it's the end of the world doesn't mean we just give up and just have chaos everywhere, you know. You can't have a 10 on the left and 9 on the right. It's just not right. So I struggled through and I did it. And here you can see the finished product. Perfect. Great. Now, I don't know if you can see this. What looks like a scratch here on this lens looks like a scratch, but of course that's not a mistake at all. That's a very complicated ranging mechanism for when you're using that massive firepower against the zombies. Believe it, that's what it is. It's not an error at all. And of course, you know, you gotta have goggles in the apocalypse. I mean, aside from the fact that, you know, they'll protect you from the nukes and the sunshine and, you know, the wasteland, you can also use it, of course, with the zombie sniffer mask, which, you know, this doesn't look as cool, but hey, it protects you from the rotting zombies, and that's what's important. And remember, you need goggles. You gotta look cool. You do have to repopulate the earth after all, and you can't do that really if you don't look cool enough. If you don't have welder's goggles in the apocalypse, I mean, what the hell are you doing anyway? So anyway, that's all we have for you on this episode of Apocalypse Joe, and we'll catch you on the next one.